And Kevin Sheehan switches to 10-1. Greg Hoffman, 4-7. Coming up, Doc and Scott, Burgundy and Gold today, last edition of that particular program. And your phone calls right here and right now. Let's get to the good doc, Dr. Sabah. Hello, Doc.
Hey there, Chris. Thanks for taking my call. I got several things. I am so upset that Pete is not on there with you, and I emailed Chris Hard at Odyssey. .com, I think it was. So if anybody else wants to do that, I love you, Chris, but I love Pete as well. I think as a tandem, it was just the best show.
Yeah, and, I appreciate that, Doc. I mean, again, I don't make those decisions, and it's unfortunate. Like I just said, I miss having my tag team partner, but, all I can do is do the best show I can, and hopefully everybody will support, what we were not given the choice of. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, just beware, there's two radio stations combined. We get less choice, not more. It's like Walmart and Target being one. You just won't get one big store. And that's what this radio station, the Odyssey's trying to do with the 980 and the 1067. Beware, because you're next. Because once they combine things, don't be surprised when they bring over JP and B Mitch and make that simulcast. They're going to just do it to where it's going to be one radio station and gives us fans less things to listen to. So I hope that doesn't happen, but just be aware of that.
Obviously, I hope that doesn't happen as well.
Me too, but it's going to. Whenever there's a merger, people lose jobs. They get one person. Like the Junkies will now be one show doing both stations.
I got you.
Eventually, they may have Kevin simulcast.
I got you.
Then they'll have JP. You know what I'm saying? And then you guys will be out. Whoever does less business. Anyhow, so okay. I want to quickly mention the girls' basketball, women's. Oh my God, this Caitlin Clark. She got the Player of the Year. I love that. I'm afraid that South Carolina is going to try to bully her and not get fouls called like they did against Maryland. That Maryland game was just outrageous how they did tic-tac fouls on Diamond and Abby, the two best players of Maryland. Maryland would have won that game because they only lost by, I think like 9 or something, and they were literally did not play their best players half the game because of tic-tac fouls called against them. But yet South Carolina was able to be very physical and basically bully the other team's skilled players.
The five foul thing in college basketball, whether it be women's or men's, is becoming more and more and more and more of a problem because of, again, the ticky-tack nature of some calls, some crews, some officials. It is becoming a major, major problem more than any other time, more than any other year.
Yeah, and the fifth foul on that Abby girl was a classic charge. She was outside the circle, standing there, chewing gum, minding her own business, and the girl knocks her down. Yeah. They call that a block. And she's out of the game with basically almost the entire fourth quarter left, where she set the whole third quarter because they called 2 quick fouls on her. So whatever. They did the same thing to Diamond in the first half. But my point is, I hope tonight that doesn't happen with Caitlin Clark, because I much rather see teams back and forth show their skill, run sets, screens, shots, than people just be bullied. Because I don't need to watch football. That's what the Redskins are for. Now, talking about our football team, Ron, I'm so with you on that. He is the moron of the century, okay? Not the moron of the day. You know how you don't have to remember things? What's the best thing you could do to not have to remember anything? Tell the truth. Yeah. Right? When you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. You don't have to write it down. You don't have to go over it. It's the truth. He cannot keep his story straight because everything he says is lies. He is now, I'm hoping, regretting not giving my guy Taylor a chance to kind of succeed. Instead, he kept going for the next best thing. He always disrupts continuity.
Doc, I don't know if it's lies as much as it's just misleading or him trying to talk his way out of a twisty knot.
I thought it might be that, Chris, but when he did what he did against Cleveland, when he literally kicked his team out of the playoffs by putting that quarterback who was not better than you or me back there. And the fact that he left him in there after 2 interceptions in the first quarter, that told you all you need to know, that he is not doing this because he's just not bright, because he can't be that dumb.
Again, you and I disagree on that. Yeah. I hated Carson Wentz, but I would have done the same thing prior to that game. Now, what happened during that game, totally different story. Yeah. I understand. Yeah. Listen, it looked really, really, really bad. I still don't think the thought process was bad on Ron. I have to say that. I have to be honest. But it looked really bad. Really, really bad. And listen, that's part of the reason why Taylor Heineke's no longer here and why he went to Atlanta.
I know. I think we'll regret that, but I hope we go with Howell. I don't want none of this Brissett 18-30. Let him stay a backup. He's had plenty of chances to shine.
Gotcha.
He was 4-7 last year. We ran a guy out 5-3-1. Oh, not good enough. So 4-7 is definitely not good enough.
I gotcha.
And he's 18-30. He had 2, I think, full seasons of prep and all with the Colts. A much better organization, because anybody's better than ours, and better coaching, better than ours. So I would go with Howell to see what you have. If it doesn't work out, again, we got the draft next year, and hopefully a whole new shebang of coaches and everything with a new owner. And I definitely, you know my stance on Lamar. I would not pay that guy anything. I don't care how much, even the rookie minimum, because all he'll do is be another RG4. He'll take up all the attention in the media. He'll be, like y'all say, Taylor is polarizing. And he'll just run until what does he do? Get hurt.
I like that. RG4. Well done. Yeah. Thank you, Doc. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, bud.
RG4. Let's get to Wayne and Bowie before we get to Cliff.